Good afternoon, YouTube. What's going on? It's Mesa back at it with, well, an unboxing, but more of a review. If you didn't know, I became a Scuf affiliate a few weeks ago, and I got myself a Scuf Infinity 4PS controller, but we're going to review the Scuf 4PS Infinity Pro controller in this video. Now, I will be frank with you guys, when using the Scuf Infinity for a couple of weeks, it's very hard for me to go back to using a regular PS4 controller. And I will say by the end of this video, you'll see that the Scuf Infinity Pro does address some of the concerns that the community has mentioned numerous times with regards to some durability issues and also the paddles. Now, take a look at my old Scuf 4PS. I got this way back in 2014. So you can see it's just like a regular PlayStation controller, except it's got paddles on the back and some like rubber grips on the back. Still works, still no problems with it, but the Infinity and Infinity Pro are much better in terms of features, quality, durability, stuff like that. You can't change the sticks on the old 4PS, and the paddles are just permanently mapped. With the Infinity and Infinity Pros, you can map any button you want to those paddles on the back. So let's take a look at my Scuf Infinity. Now, you can see I got it decked out with pretty much every feature you could possibly want. I like the disc thing when it comes to the D-pad, but the whole crux of using a Scuf controller, if you're new to them, is the paddles in the back. You can map any button you want to them, depending on what game you play, and you never have to take your thumbs off of the aiming stick. So like you can toggle one of the paddles to throw grenades. Or for me with Destiny, I like to use the left paddle to jump, right paddle to slide. Now when looking at the paddles, your fingers just naturally form fit in there, and they have a little bit of a grip in them, so it makes it, I don't know, just more comfortable for me at least. The back of them have this military grade grip, which in my opinion feels much better than a regular PS4 controller. If you're the type of person that sweats a lot, especially in Trials of Osiris, you will appreciate that grip. Now, on the triggers, L2 and R2, you can see I could just depress all the way down, or I could use this little Allen key thing here to adjust if I want to just use it on a hair trigger. So if you're a Mida multi-tool user in Destiny, you're going to like this feature a lot, because I could just barely press it and get shots off. They also have some trigger extenders, which actually extend the length of those R2 and L2 buttons, but I'll show you that in a little bit. So let's look at the Infinity Pro. First off, you get your little notification here that, hey, the paddles now are replaceable and pop right off and right back on, so to speak. Also, they're covered under a 12-month warranty, so no more complaining, hey, my paddle broke, I got to send it in for repair, or I'm stuck with a broken controller. No, for 12 months, if you break a paddle, they will replace them. You can slide it right off and put it back on. So here's my Infinity, and I've got the tall dome stick on the right side. Those are quickly removable, which I'll show you in a little bit. Paddles click a little bit differently, a little better in my opinion. Now, I just did the gesture that it feels a little more weighty, and it does. Scuf is saying these are more durable than the Infinities, so the Infinity Pros are more durable than the Infinities. I'm going to agree with that. This is subjective here, guys. I have no problems with my Infinity because I don't beat up my controllers, but it feels weightier and it feels more durable. That's just my opinion. Now, with regards to the innards of the controller, they put a new PS4 board on there, which means you're going to get better click-through rates on the paddles. Also on the Infinity Pros, you can go Bluetooth wireless, or you can actually just connect it to your USB. For me, I use it wirelessly. I have no issues, but I know if people bring these to tournaments or anything like that, if you're an MLG Pro, people like to have the USB connection instead of wireless. So now there's the new paddles back there, and even though they look the same, they slide right off easily and they slide right back on easily, and they're replaceable, like I said, up to 12 months. No more complaining. You break your paddles, you can get a new one for free, no problem, from Scuf Gaming, as long as it's under 12 months. Now, I personally like to use both paddles, but hey, if you're one person that just wants to play a certain game and only use like the left paddle, just slide the right one off and you're golden. Now you can see the military grade grip there once again, which I absolutely adore. Now remember, the Scuf controls, you can totally customize these in the build section when you go to order these things. You could basically take anything you want, put it on, take it off, whatever. It changes the price a little bit. Now, you saw the little disc thing over the D-pad. Now, there's two reasons why I love that disc. One, I noticed it's a lot easier to press the D-pad. I know, that sounds silly. The other one is even sillier, is that, look, living in New York City, small apartment, where I game, where I do my videos, where I also eat there. So sometimes the D-pads will get a little sticky if I didn't wash my hands right away from eating on my desk. So I like this because the disc, I could take it right off and just quickly wipe it down with something. I know that sounds gross, but hey, I want to be straight up and honest with you guys. So as I mentioned, the Infinity Pros, you can remove the back paddles in case they break, or you just want to have maybe one paddle on. There's the little button in the back that actually the paddles depress, and they go right back on, no problem. You don't have to worry about these things sliding out or popping off while you're playing, okay? They do kind of lock in there, but they're also easy just to take on and off. Now, depending on what you like, in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, you could change the stick heights or the stick types. They have domed, concave, tall, and short. I personally like the domed, and I also like a taller right stick. So to remove them, it's real simple. There's a Scuf Infinity Pro lock kit where you take the little key. There's a little kit you could buy if you want to change the stick colors or the rings and things like that. You just turn counterclockwise, and look, pops right off. Now you can see the innards of your controller, but fear not, you didn't break the controller. Choose which one you want, concave, domed, tall, short. I like playing around with it, mixing, matching. I was using the concaves for a bit, but then I switched to domes, and I prefer the domes. Then you pop on the other stick that you want, put the ring back on, and then turn it clockwise with the little ring, and there, you're good to go. So you could change them really, really fast, and I love it. Now here's the trigger extenders, so they simply pop off and pop right back on, no problem. So for me personally, I like to have the trigger extender on the right, which is the R2, and then the L2, I keep that normal. So I don't know, for me, I like having it, and especially when I'm activating the trigger stops, for me, I shoot a little bit faster. Now you can also adjust the sensitivity of L2 and R2. So there I go, I popped off my trigger extender, put the little Allen key in there, and as you turn it, you can make it super, super tight, or also super, super loose, depending on what you want. So there I am, just kind of pressing down. It goes all the way down. As I tighten it, you're going to see here, then I can almost barely press it down. So you really want to fine-tune these things to what meets your needs. Now, if you want to fire on a hair trigger, so there I am depressing it all the way down, you take the same Allen key tool, and there's the trigger stop on the bottom. Simply rotate it, and now you can see it barely comes down. I could just fire on a hair trigger. Now, you want to adjust that for a certain game. So let's say Destiny, right? Here I have the trigger stop activated. Mighty multi-tool, I just tap on the controller. Boom, shoots really, really quickly. I barely have to touch the controller. However, watch what happens when I switch to my Fatebringer. Certain weapons in certain games, you have to press further than where the trigger stops. So it just comes back to your needs and what game you're playing. So if you want to activate the trigger stops for Mida, hey, go have fun and spam people in the Crucible with it. And you could quickly, with that Allen key, just make one turn, and then it's back to normal. Now here's how you map any button you want to any of the paddles. Through EMR, electromagnetic remapping, Scuf technology, take that little magnet, put it on the back of the controller, hold the paddle down you want to map something to, hold the button down you want to map, release, and that's it. It's done. So once again, put the magnet on the back, hold the paddle down that you want to map something to. While holding that paddle down, you press the button that you want to map it to, release the button, and that's it. You're done. But you got to make sure that the controller is on, and I would connect it to your PS4. PS4's got to be on also. And also there you can see the disc comes on and off the D-pad, just in case you're disgusting like me and eat at your desk where you game and also make videos. So that's it, guys. Here's all my goodies I got from Scuf Gaming. I'm sponsored by them, so use promo code MESAARMY if you want yourself a discount. They have a whole bunch of stuff you could buy on their website, and as I said, you could fully customize your controller when at checkout. Now, the Scuf Infinity Pro is available for PS4 and PC, and it starts at $129. I'm going to hands down say that the Infinity Pro is better than Infinity, in my opinion, in terms of the features, in terms of the removable paddles, and in terms of the build quality. It just feels more durable, and it's a little more weighty, which I like in a controller. And also when you're checking out, you can customize all the different colors. If you want the disc a different color, if you want the military grade grip on the back a different color, the rings for the lock system when you want to remove the sticks, trigger extenders, everything is fully customizable. So I should have my hands on a Scuf Impact controller. That's the one with the 4 paddles for PS4 in the next couple weeks. So keep it locked in here, and don't forget to use that promo code MESAARMY if you choose to buy one of these things. So that's it, guys. Do me a favor. Hope you found this helpful. Do me a favor. Drop a like in this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube. And that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.